They married and lived happily ever after. I trust you know this is a fairy tale. Hello, my name is Valdo Lallement. I'm a love and relationship coach. I started the Vibrant Couple to further my purpose of liberating love, the connection, and playfulness. Today, I want to explore how to learn to love with you. So some of us get lucky and we find a partner we are highly compatible with. Some of us get unlucky and we find a partner that we bicker or outright fight with all the time. But beyond that, are there ways we can maximize our chances of being happy in love, of being joyful and playful and blissful with our partner? Take a deep breath. Let's take a deep dive. There is no light without shadow. That means that there is no joy without pain. In our culture of pain minimization, when we minimize pain, we limit also our capacity to receive and experience joy. My invitation here is to learn to explore your shadows so that you can also see the light. We tend to learn more from struggle than from easy successes. I don't know about you, but for me, I have very little memory of easy successes, and I remember really well the effort I had to put again and again and again to learn something that was not easy for me to achieve. So one of those things was relationships, although I had the great pleasure of being married for 25 years. Even during that marriage and after, it's been a lot of heartbreak and a lot of grief. So my invitation here is for you to learn to dive into grief. Grief is a strange cocktail of emotions which is linked to our heartbreaking, to not having an object for all the love that we would love to express to basically a beloved. Today, I'm in the amazing gardens of the Huntington Library in Pasadena, California. I discovered the gardens when I was in my mid-20s. I was at the time living in Paris. About 6-7 years ago, I had a very long job in Orange County, about an hour drive away, and I got a yearly membership at a time when I was in deep grief. I was grieving the not having been able to achieve the potential, what would have been possible with my ex-wife. Instead of dulling it in superhero movies, which I love, in Hallmark movies, which I appreciate too, instead of dulling it into anything else but feeling the grief, I came here every weekend I could and spend time with my grief, spend time pampering myself, spend time just feeling my heart break and accepting it, letting it feel me, feeling it fully, until it basically disappeared slowly by slowly. And then I was able to look again and was able to start looking at, oh, maybe my next relationship, what do I want? How can I approach it positively? How can I learn all that I was not able to achieve in my previous marriage? We tend to be attracted by others. Opposites attract. So men attract women, women attract men. Here, politely disclaimer, I wish I could say, beings with a masculine sexual essence and beings with a feminine sexual essence, but because I work primarily with heterosexual men and women and long-term couples, I'm just going to say men and women. Please learn to read between the lines if you have a different gender or sexual orientation. because we live in a very pain-centric or pain-phobic culture. We tend to cover our pains, we cover our our heartbreaks. We tend to cover all the places we feel less than, especially sexually. So this is the place I invite you to learn to get real sexual education, not just from porn, but learn to really ask your partners, you know, what do you like about what I'm doing, how I'm showing up? What do you not like? How could I become a better lover? And you really listen to them. So women, don't think I'm talking only to men. I'm talking both to men and women. And again, whatever your gender or sexual orientation is, I'm inviting you to learn to get real about who you are, how you show up. And as a result, you build maturity, you build curiosity, you build vulnerability, which are key ingredients in intimacy. There is a continuum from consumption to devotion. So devotion, in my view, is critical because there is no way we can understand our partner fully. Not only it is impossible, but I don't think it is desirable because in my view, the beauty of the polarity is the dance with each other. And so I started doing tango a couple of years ago, and I love tango because first it is like walking and I don't have the memory for the footsteps, but it is a dance in which there are very clearly established roles. So in the past, we said men and women, but now in tango, we said lead and followers. And I had the incredible luxury to learn to be a follower as well. And it is so interesting because being a follower is not less than being a lead. It is just a role that suits some better than others. In a couple, we have two individuals. Here, I'm going to say men and women for simplicity, each having their own masculine and their feminine. As you guessed, I believe it's important to practice both so we know when to lead and we know when to follow. One is not better than the other. Personally, I love to lead, and this is not because of control issues, but leading for me is a practice of surrendering into my masculine sexual essence. And I love to be with the feminine partners who basically enjoys following because that is surrendering to her feminine sexual essence. I hope you have or find a partner that you have a high compatibility with, both as best friends, as life partners, hopefully as tango dancers, but also from that beautiful masculine-feminine polarity dance. Devotion is something fairly unknown in a world that is very centered around consumption. Devotion starts when we no longer want to change our partner, but when we want to fully dance with them, with their imperfections, with our imperfection. That is not the point, but in the joy, in the bliss of dancing together in a way that surrenders us to the joy of being together, the joy of dancing together, the joy of one being in their masculine, the joy of one being in their feminine, and that more and more blissful union.